Hey guys, I'm Kelly T. I've got 3 fantastic albums to review for you today, starting with Ephemeral Visions by Frostveil, the amazing black metal ambient solo project out of Australia, formed in 2014. The mastermind behind this great album is Jack Lane of Christ Dismembered. We can expect themes of mental illness, heartache, nostalgia and solitude. We have 2 exceptional guest artists on this album as well, Chris Gaboa of Dead Space and Josh G of Lost Desolation. Now, this is a metal music experience full of beautiful piano scores, an album that you can just close your eyes and get lost in its ambience. There's such beauty within this album, yet such a darkness that is actually quite unnerving at times. There's true cult vocals by Jack, of course, but I loved that there was a little element of folk and Viking vibe throughout this as well. Devastatingly crushing riffs as well. It was just fantastic. Now, I got lost within this album, very similar to how I get lost when I listen to Velva and Windia. So expect something really fantastic within this album. I want to talk All Up. Now, this was a melodic track right from the start to the finish that just grabbed my attention. Jack's vocals, I'm sure, are conjured from the pits of his belly, and his screams come from the tip of his toes to the end of his tongue. He is a force. The Viking and folk touches that I mentioned previously were very thick in this song, and I really enjoyed it. We've got soft yet really incredible elements of synth throughout this as well, and you cannot listen to this song without being really moved. It really moved me at least. Salvation would be my pick off this album. There was an amazing rhythmic intro that just caught my heart straight away to a canvas of beautiful guitar solo work. Jack's vocals soon stains the tranquility of this track and takes it to very dark places with the pain and the angst that his vocal sound brings. This track was relentless and powerful. It was my anthem for the week. I couldn't get rid of it. You need to listen to this track to comprehend its impact. Now, this whole album is fast, it's captivating, it's meaningful, it's stunning. It's a really creative musical experience. I loved the sounds of dungeon synth throughout it as well. It was a really great touch. It gave the album a bit of an unworldly feel at times. Jack is so young. I didn't realize how young he was, and I tell you what, it's so inspiring. He's such an incredible artist. And I'm pretty sure anything this man puts his mind to and his artistic integrity towards, it's going to be a success. So get behind Frostveil and go and have a listen to Ephemeral Visions. It is an amazing journey. You can follow Frostveil on Facebook, and the album, of course, is available on Bandcamp. So to Frostveil, thank you for the music. You're an absolute legend, Jack. Now we go to Mexico and we talk about the thrashing album Strike Master by Strike Master. These guys were formed in 2005, and the band is Francisco on guitars and vocals, Ricardo on drums, and Patch on bass. These guys are a big deal in Mexico, and I really want them to be a big deal everywhere because they are really quite incredible. These guys were the first Latin band to play at Keep It True, a German metal festival that's held annually, so what an achievement for these guys. We've got themes around death and violence. Strike Master have a real old school thrashing vibe. This is their 5th album release, which is quite incredible. We've got hectic levels of fastness throughout this album. I love the old school thrash feel. There's a desperation and a demand to everything that you listen to. And there's an overriding pride. It's so obvious. You can hear it in every track. These guys are so, so proud. Machines of Mercy, one of my picks off this album. I loved the intro riffs that turn dark very quickly here. There's definitely an immediate feeling of aggression as soon as you start to listen. This is throat-punching stuff. I loved Francisco's thrash vocal style. He has a great demand about him, and I couldn't stop listening. Fantastic guitar solo around 1 minute 44. I properly enjoyed this and turned it up even louder. A compressing heaviness creates this whole track. We've got beautiful double kicks and dark riffs throughout. It's absolutely fantastic. The Mortarist, a very dark number again. I seem to be drawn to those dark numbers, but anyway, this is an angry, angry onslaught of musicianship and vocals right from the start. I loved the groove vibe throughout this as well. There was a feeling of impending doom throughout this as I listened. The vocal execution is so desperate and I love that. Smashing guitar solos once again, they are delicious. It's a scary, scary track. Lyrically, this is all around going into the realm of death and the unknown. There's an absolutely stunning melody toward the end of this track that pulled it all together and just gave me a wow moment. I love metal so much. It just makes me feel so good. Now, this album is available on Spotify. Follow the band on Facebook. They have a new album that's going to be released very soon, and these guys are going to be teasing us with some really cool music videos, so keep your eye out for that. To Strike Master, guys, I thoroughly enjoyed your album and thank you for the music. We now go to the USA with the incredible Graveyard and their album Opus B, and what a ride this was. We have Custodian Killer and the Raz are the force behind this intriguing and unique heavy metal experience. This is mindless political death noise. These guys were actually announced number 16 out of 40 for the best heavy metal albums of 2018. So what a great achievement for you guys. Here's why I liked this album so much. They call this mindless political death noise, but there's so much intelligence gone into this, so much creativity and so much thinking. This is a deep dive down into the rabbit hole. This is a we are not in Kansas anymore Toto moment. This album is sensational. We've got chaotic and intrusive heaviness throughout this album. We've got disturbing heavy themes. We've got vocally a lot of voiceover sending big political messages, and I found myself listening so intensely and evoking so much thought and agreement around empire building, the rich getting richer, the poor getting poorer, war, institution on a whole, and the corruptness that goes on within our politics in most countries. There was exceptional guitar solos throughout this album as well, bringing an exceptional death flow. Drum tracks were both rhythmic and very creative. Such a great listen. This is actually one song, so you've got 22 minutes of one song, but you feel like you travel a huge journey throughout this because it certainly mixes it up, changes in tempo, changes in vibe constantly. We've got some beautiful punk feels throughout here. We've also got a little bit of industrial touch too, which I thoroughly enjoy. These guys are very underground. They do not make their music or information about their band very easy to find, and that is exactly how they want it to be. So go deep dive into their music and have a listen for yourself and find out about this band. They're very intriguing. Now, these guys are working on new material for their next full-length album, which is The Sixth Extinction. I'm very excited to hear what comes next from these guys. Now, Opus B is available on cassette and vinyl, so go onto the band's Facebook page, follow them, and have a look at where you can get their album, because I would recommend going and having a listen. To Graveyard, you guys are so incredibly unique. I've thoroughly enjoyed your music, so thank you very much. To all the bands, love your work. Thank you for listening, guys. Bye.